Okay, no, that's what Jeremy does when he starts his videos. One of the kind of cologne kings, you know, the guy that does all those reviews. Yes, but that's not my normal introduction, so let's do that again. Hello, my fragrance lovers and my good smelling companions. Dominic here for Fragrance Reviews. And today we are looking at none other than Pure XS by Pacco Rabanne. Let's get into this. Okay, so I'll start off a few things I want to say about Pacco Rabanne. They are definitely a good, they've got brilliant colognes, perfumes, but they have never been really on my favourite list. They couldn't compare with something like Armani, and I'd also prefer Dolce & Gabbana, maybe Tom Ford. I've only really had samples of that one. I'm not that extensive with all the brands, but I definitely love Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, and a few other ones, you know. But then again, they're not so nichey, they're more affordable than, say, like Replica, Penhaligon, like we've done in previous videos. But let's talk about this particular fragrance. It's an interesting one, and wanted to do a review because it is a compliment getter. So, looks like a nice big old chunky box. So we have a nice presentation here. So I mean, they do put a lot of work into their perfumes, colognes. You'll get the usual things. Blue velvet with gold, beautiful. And you'll see that with, for example, Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. They have the similar thing, and usually they're sort of introducing you to a kind of a theme on the cologne. So we open up a nice fat box, but the bottle I have is only 50 mils. This makes it look sometimes like a 120 ml version of something, but you know, it's only 50 ml because of the shape of this bottle. That's our box. It's very nice. Here's a fairly slender looking bottle. Colour wise it's pretty nice. I like the attraction of the starting black, and then you go dark blue, and then a kind of lighter blue, and that was done very cleverly, this colouring sort of design here. And that's visible enough because it's gold, and then gold goes well with on a background of black and darkish blue, and it gets lighter towards the bottom. Nice thick crystal bottom to it. It's a nice big old plastic cap, and yeah, nice snap when you put it back on. But it's a little bit awkward, the whole thing. It doesn't sort of swing open like this, which would be an awesome feature if they could kind of snap on and off like that, and you could pull it open. But no, you have to take the whole thing off and put it down to get to your cologne. And here it is. Yes, they've really gone for a bit of a wide sort of shape to it. So the whole, what do you call it, the atomizer isn't great either, to be honest, on this one. So, but you know, I do like these kind of sort of like a hexagon or octagon or something. These edges here, anyhow, that's quite nice. But would also look good if it was just round, I suppose. What I also am not too happy with is the accuracy of this atomizer. It's let's get some of that juice in the air. It is a very nice, sort of sweet, punchy cologne. It's fresh, it's a little bit boozy. They say it's a bit of kind of like a vanilla-y coat, but we'll get into those notes. I've often tried to use it and I've sort of missed, and this tends to swivel around quite a bit, and I'm getting used to it now, but yeah, it's chunky, it's wide. I don't think the wide and small is a great design, really, to be honest, and then you have to sort of try and make that thing work as best as you can. And so that's a bit about the presentation. Now, I've done a fairly good job, but I'm not 100% happy with it. But let's talk about what kind of a fragrance this is. I've put this on, and on several occasions I've walked into a room and immediately someone at the other end has been, that's a good perfume, that's a good fragrance you've got, that's a good cologne. And that's a nice one. So, oh, well, you know, smelled it from over there, you know, it's got some projection. Mind you, it was only put on recently, but, you know, being able to reach right across a room of about, you know, a good 12, 16 feet even maybe, you know, people will smell it. And so you got this nice big old radius and the diameter, you know, around you, this kind of aura. And this kind of a scent is just, hits the nose, gives a pleasant sort of you know, vibe, and it'll, yeah, you can tell that it's masculine, but it's got some very sort of sweety vibes to it. As I was saying, it's almost like a kind of a fizzy, vanilla-y, cokey, Dr. Pepper, I don't know, bit of sugary, cinnamon maybe, but they've tried to put a bit of leather and some other things into it. It has got quite an array of notes. This came out in 2017, so it is fairly recent. Then they had, I think, Pure XS for Her, which came out the year after, 2018. And I'm not sure, but I'm sure that one's quite good, and that's one of those popular ones that you would see on the shelf, both the men's version and the women's version. So this stuff, anyway, they've put in the top notes, they have the ginger, the thyme, grapefruit, bergamot, and green accord. That's supposed to be your opening, alright? We just get some on the hand there. Once again, okay, I'm practicing with the accuracy of this thing. It's not too bad now, but it's something you will have to get used to. Yes, that is a great opening. I can sort of get that grapefruit coming through. That's always a very refreshing smell. There's nothing like being hit by something fresh, inviting, fairly sweet. And yes, you can certainly tell it's not a unisex thing. Has got that masculine touch, that kind of fruity, herbal, bit of ginger, that spice, and then the bergamot, which is always one of those heavenly scents, that and like patchouli. Then, okay, so we're going into the heart, and there it is. You got the vanilla and the liqueur, so it's a bit boozy and it has that sweet vanilla. Then you have the cinnamon, the leather, and the apple. So not just the apple accords, but the kind of cinnamon to jazz up the apple. Okay, so it's a nice equation going on here, a nice balance, nice choice of notes. And then you have a base where it'll dry down to the myrrh, sugar, cedar, woody notes, it says, and then it has cashmere and patchouli. Okay, it's a bit of an odd one here there, but the woody notes, the cedar is supposed to be a popular one for woodsy in cologne, and they got myrrh as well and the sugar, so they really are pushing the sweet kind of theme here as well, and then the patchouli just kind of if you can get that. I mean, it'll eventually come out on the sort of the dry down if you have a good experienced nose with colognes. Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? I think it's a new one, very different vibe. It's a compliment getter, which is always a great thing to have. The masculine kind of appeal to it is not all that strong. It's not meant to be you know, a woman puller. It's just, or a really energetic attention grabber. It's just this nice vibe in the air and puts the attention on you. You smell good, you smell fresh. Something for maybe this time of the year as well, kind of getting out of the winter and springy, and you got that fresh feel about you. So recommended to give it a shot, maybe a sample, if you think it might be your thing. It'll perform well. I'm not too sure about longevity yet, but these things are always a bit hard to gauge unless you actually sort of time them. You're most likely to get compliments about within an hour of applying your cologne. I put just like one here, and already, boom, people can smell it. So, want to try something new, something different, get out there, get smelled, and feel confident, feel good, and you know, it might not be a bad choice for you. So yeah, I think also it's worth possibly purchasing because of the affordability. It's not something like a Sauvage. It's not an Armani like that beautiful one I had a good while ago now. Acqua di Gio Profumo. That stuff is absolutely heavenly, and it's a bomb compared to this. It's brilliant stuff. It's more sophisticated and everything, but this is affordable. It's noticeable. It's got a plenty good array of notes. So at that level, I'd be happy with it. Yeah, I mean, morning wear, day wear. For night, you know, you might want to look something a little stronger, a bit more cozy. Maybe if you're going for something a little more attractive or appealing, there could be better ones than this stuff. But a good kind of reliable, standard, good smeller, you can try Pure XS. So let me know some of your thoughts on that one, and thank you for joining me again for another cologne video. It was a bit out of the blue, and we will see if there will be some future videos after this. But wanted to give some breakdown because I've got this and been using it for a while, and I thought, heck, a review won't hurt on that. So thank you for joining me again for another video, and as always, march forward, smelling good.